welcome to the show. I am going to do 6 drawings today for my poker prediction experiment because I accidentally got cut off early yesterday. My phone died. So normally 5 hands, but today we're going to ask the awesome deck 6 different times what card we will see in the upcoming search we run on YouTube, and then we'll run the search and find out if it was correct. So I have drawn some names in advance from the Addamo poker website. Like yesterday, I'm still kind of waking up. I don't know. I'm very tired this week. Last night I was up late, so and because I was doing photos, by the way, not for some like party reason, though that is kind of a party for me. Anyhow, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and ask the awesome deck what we are going to see. Woo! Unavoidable barrier popping out there. Okay. Awesome deck, please show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand on the first poker video that comes up on YouTube when I search for John Juanda poker hands. Please show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand on the first poker video that comes up on YouTube when we search for John Juanda poker hands. Please show us the card. Gullibility, 7 of hearts we're going to look for today. So what I was saying is that I picked the names in advance from the Hendon Mob poker list, from the all-time money list, and just going down and trying to pick different people each time, so that way we get new hands to see. And do have it muted here, so just going to be stuck with my commentary instead of their lovely commentary. We have the Jack of Respect and the 2, the little things, versus that 10 that popped out that I rejected, and which is the unavoidable barrier, and the Jack of Charm. So interesting that he's been faced with a decent raise there. Quite the flop, eh? So you have the Jack of Duplicity, Jack of Confusion, and the 7 of Persistence. Not really happy cards there. And as you can see, it's an extremely confusing and duplicitous situation. They both flopped trips and want to persist in this hand, as the 7 implies, but only one of them has the higher pair, and he has now put up a raise where you want to be the barrier or face the barrier, and that's the all-in that most people would expect in this situation from a mathematical perspective anyhow, but that is what this card tells me a lot of the time, that you want to be the barrier or face the barrier. There may be a large bet, and often I feel it coincides with an all-in. I am tracking it in the other spreadsheet of data that I analyze hands on, where I'm tracking the luckiest and least lucky cards in the deck. So that's the 5 of desire, and I'm still desiring that we get this one, which would result in a split pot, FYI, here. So, no. First hand of the day for my experiment is going to be a no, we did not get it. But thank you so much for those of you who are watching it. We're going to keep going, and if you enjoyed that so far, please do press the like and subscribe button and help me get this study out there in the world for people to be aware of. I'm trying to produce some scientific data that will tell us something worthwhile, and it's a bit different from the usual stuff. So I appreciate your help getting the information out there. Let's do another hand. Awesome deck. Please show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand on the first poker video that comes up on YouTube when I search for Sergio Aido poker hands. Please show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand on the first poker video that comes up on YouTube when I search for Sergio Aido poker hands. Please show us the card. All right, whoops, that was right already. 2 of resourcefulness. Looked for that one yesterday and I didn't find it, but perhaps we will be more resourceful today. Haha. Sorry, not sorry if you don't like puns, because I do. Okay, let's look for this 2 of resourcefulness. So far, well, we're getting just slightly under statistically significant results at the moment in my study because we did not get any positives yesterday. But prior to that, we were at statistically significant results, and with a couple of positives today, then we'll be right back in it. So Scott Seaver here has the 4 of charity and the 3 of duplicity, and he has raised to 500,000 from the big blind was 150. And indeed, it would seem he's given some charity to the man who has pocket aces, best hand in the deck. This is another card that I feel coincides with an all-in situation, the Ace of Spades. And, but it can also mean a turnaround, which he has a pair and sort of a straight draw, so he might feel a little change of luck coming his way. And continue to take the initiative, which is what the other ace means. So, who knows? But this is gullibility, effort and capability, and tact. So, I think Seaver is the one being gullible, personally, that the aces do have the ability they are capable of succeeding, and that he should just be tactful and let his opponent bet his way into some charity. And that's the charity, by the way. Ace of Refuge is making me laugh because it's take a safe place, take the very conservative route, and again, it would added to these imply that he should just keep checking, and Seaver will bet again. So let's go ahead and see what happens. I'm sorry, actually, Seaver gets to bet first. So, is Seaver gonna check or is he gonna bet? He should. Ooh, play it safe. He did. Changed it up. But what's Aido gonna do? Is he going to check and induce a bet on the river, or is he going to change direction and take the initiative, which is the other implication of his cards? But we are still looking for the 2 of diamonds to show up in order to get a positive result for this round of my experiment. 2 of spades doesn't count. We need 2 of diamonds to be in play, one of these 9 cards total coming up. So Aido has decided to go ahead and change it up and take the initiative, one meaning of his cards. And now we'll see if he is going to give some more charity here. Or are we done? Or are we only going to get 8 cards in this hand? Shall we see? I mean, I think he's going to be gullible, even though he should be tactful and take refuge. But I don't know. I'm just saying that because of the cards. I don't know all of his player tendencies, but there it is. And hello, new joining me person. Oh, 5 on the river. Give Seaver the straight. The change in luck. The original taking the initiative. The charity has come to him. He got what he desired. That is the 5 of desire, which is funny. And it usually requires a lot of hard work, like believing that you aren't gullible and can just put in the effort to become capable of winning the hand. And indeed, he has won the hand, and we again have not found the card that I was looking for my test. So we will see what happens on the river here, just for fun, before we log this one in and continue. And I'm doing well today. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? I see a little question there. I don't have time to, can't really type back while I am filming, unfortunately, as a one-woman show. Man, sometimes these people just take forever to make their decisions, eh? Glad to hear you are doing well. Oh, hey, my mom calls me CR. Funny enough, I see you are CR. So we have a little something in common. Just thought you might want to know. Oh, there's the all in, I think. Is it an all in or no? It's a big bet. It's not an all in, excuse me. But as I said, I'm tracking the ace of spades along with the 10 of spades and the 9 of spades because I believe they show up frequently in all-in situations. And pretty sure Seaver is going to call. There's a higher straight that could beat him, but what are the odds that somebody would have that? There's no full house, and so I think he's just pausing to, he's probably going to be the all-in, right? Yeah. And that's funny. The person who says CR is my first and middle name, same. That's my mom calls me CR. Just mine's backwards, obviously, because I'm Rachel. I'm not going by my middle name, but middle initial, C. Big secret about me, out and about. And, wow. Raised to 2.35, I guess, just to push his opponent all in. And is he going to call and give the man what he desires? I think he is. Even though it's a very gullible thing to do. You see him almost moving those chips already, right? Yeah. He should have felt the change in luck, is what it implies, and the change in initiative going that way. I'm glad to know my secret is safe with you, even though it's recorded live. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next hand while they, since they're going to take an hour and a half apparently to finish this one. And I don't really want my live to go quite that long today, I gotta do 6 hands and other things today. So, without further ado, moving on to Nick Shulman. Awesome deck. Please show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand on the first poker video that comes up on YouTube when I search for Nick Shulman poker hands. Please show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand on the first poker video. Comes up on YouTube when I search for Nick Shulman poker hands. Please show us. I don't do pop-outs. Please show us the card. I apologize, but I do not do predictions about people. That's not what I'm here for. I am here to just show how much I'm trying to do a scientific experiment and to gather some proof to try to produce proof that there truly is meaning in the cards. So I don't do people readings. That's not what I'm about. I think the signs are for each of us individually. And in that sense, you can just get an awesome deck and draw cards for yourself. And I already gave you the messages right there, but you'll just have to think long and hard about what it means for you and how it applies to your situation. That's my recommendation. So let's see. We did do Sergio. So now we need to do Nick Shulman. And we are looking for the Two of Hearts, which we also looked for yesterday. All right. Is this an intro or an actual hand is the question. That's a lot of people in a hand of poker. That'll change my statistics a bit. Oops. Hang on there. I wanted to see. We got 5 people in the hand is what I wanted to go ahead and mark down right away. Oops. Because you'll note this column right here. It changes how often the card could randomly be expected to appear anyway. So I can't know if my data is statistically significant without knowing what number to compare it to. And I can't have a number to compare it to if I don't know how many people were in the hand on average. So when there's 2 people in the hand, we need our card to show up 28% of the time to be twice as often as what would be randomly expected to occur. This card would randomly show up 17.5% of the time in a poker hand, no matter what, because when there are 9 cards in play, that's about how often it will show up. But since there are 5 people in the hand, that's a lot more cards that are already in play, which gives it a much higher chance of showing up. And we got to account for that. So that part is done. Now, oops, probably should have paused for a second longer. We have judgment and empowerment versus healing and peace of mind. Now, Shulman, since he's our person and has just flopped trips, healing and peace of mind is you want to know what happened before this. Who took some chips from him, or who did he take chips from? Because this healing is about karma and what may or may not be coming back to you. It might be going back to someone else. And peace of mind should be pretty obvious, but you need a very deep, intuitive peace of mind about how you should play that hand, especially when it's those 2. So, worked out well for him though, because he has flopped trips. So I'm going to guess though, even though we have no prior information, that whoever ends up staying in the hand with him is the person who may owe him some karma. And so yeah, it would seem that it's probably D'Ambrosio with the pair and a flush draw. But it could be Berkey with 2 pair. He's got confidence and imbalance, so he might make an imbalanced, confident bet against the other possibilities. Don't think we have to worry about Justin Young, even though he has the supposedly luckiest card in the deck, the 9 of Hearts, and the 4 of Charity. That clearly says somebody else is lucky, not you. You're giving charity if you stay in this hand. And then we have Daniels with the 4 of Impatience and the 3 of Deceit. He was the small blind, Young was the big blind, so it makes sense that they defended, but they have a pretty clear message here on the flop that it, just as math would expect, they're not really gonna succeed here. So we have the 5 of Desire, 8 of Relief, which Shulman, I'm sure, as anyone is, would be relieved to have flopped trips, and the King of Loyalty, which double implies that those who have the kings may remain loyal to their hand. But still, no two of hearts so far, which is the card that I am looking for. So, now let's continue. We get check, check, check. Shulman is going to go ahead and put this bet out there. It's pretty small, 1/3 of the pot. And he gets a call from the Kings right away. Will he get a call from Berkey as well? He will get a confident raise, I believe is what I just saw him throw out there. Yeah, indeed. Confidence and imbalance. I mean, technically he is ahead of D'Ambrosio at the moment, but as you can see, he has 32% chance to win because he can also draw flush. So the two pair is actually worse right now than the pair and flush draw. Shulman, played like he's confused, and, hopefully he's not feeling a change in peace of mind there, because that would be bad. He's going to go ahead and call also. I wish I could just play you all of their talking at the same time, but that's not really going to help. But if you, like me, you were just sensing some overconfidence in his mannerisms and gestures, that is the 7 of overconfidence showing up right there to show perhaps that those who have the kings and are looking to draw are a bit overconfident in their decision to continue in the hand. But still, no 2 of hearts. We're looking for the 2 of hearts for my test. And what are we going to get? More confidence and imbalance. Mr. 2% chance to win has just put out, was that all of his chips or most of his chips? 21,000, he says. Oh, yeah, definitely not all of his chips. But I believe Shulman just asked how much he got behind there. And getting a little mumbled guesstimate there. It's going to be at least 40-something thousand still behind, I believe. And, yeah, Shulman doesn't have much to worry about. There's a straight possibility, but the chances that he's in there with that are pretty small. Remember, the big blind and small blind folded, they would be more likely to have had the hand that would turn into a straight. Not Berkey. Now he's really mad. His overconfidence has changed here a bit. Please don't make this hand take like 10 minutes longer. More overconfidence. Okay, I'm going to try fast forward, though I often accidentally skip things that we want to see. But really, they're taking way too long. So, what is going to happen here? What is going to happen on the river is what we want to know. Oh, he's definitely not feeling as overconfident now. He's looking very unconfident because Nick raised. But remember, of the two, the guy who just folded had more reason to be confident. He had a better chance of outdrawing Shulman's hand. Berkey, confidence and imbalance, had the lowest, still has the lowest, and, well, I'm going to say, according to this overconfidence card that just showed up, he's going to go ahead and call or raise again, because that's what his cards imply, that someone is going to be overly confident with their cards. Yeah, call all in. And there it is. So, what do we get on the river? I mean, this card would make some sense for everything that has just happened. But let's just see what happens before I tell you why. Or if they're going to take a minute, I will tell you why. It would mean that he just has the little things. It's two pair and either a smaller two pair than someone else, like it could have been king 8, king 7, or his two pair is smaller than what someone else will have. So there's a 6 of rationalizing showing up on the river. And for the second river card, we have 5 of pomposity. Of course, notice rationalizing and pomposity. Again, go with the story that I was explaining for why it implied that he would be overconfident and imbalanced with how he played that hand, or what he thought was the strength of his hand. Okay. You could also say that I'm getting a little imbalanced in my statistics. We've got a little run of nope. We have not gotten the card we were looking for. So let's see if we can do it this time. Got 3 more to go for today. Awesome deck. Please show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand on the first poker video that comes up on YouTube when I search for Michael Addamo poker hands. Please show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand on the first poker video comes up on YouTube when I search for Michael Addamo poker hands. Please show us the card. Ooh, opportunity in writing. Maybe the time that we're going to break this streak of no, you have not found the card you were looking for. Michael Addamo. Let's see. The most gangsta bluff of all time, eh? Well, that's an opportunity kind of a thing. Although, if this is the hand, then, well, there's all the cards there. I already did not find the card I was looking for. Such a bummer. But we have the King of Judgment and 10, unexpected good news, versus Clean Slate, that's the other card I say, coincides with all-ins, and potential. And indeed, it would appear that he pushed Addamo into an all-in. He has chips behind. He bet enough that Addamo would have to go all in to call, I believe. And even though he has the best hand, it's very hard to know that. And, based on the title, we're just going to assume that Addamo wins here, which is interesting. So I said clean slate and potential. Putting him to the test of having to face a clean slate is what gave him the potential here. And Addamo has judgment and unexpected good news. His judgment or lack of judgment, and his judgment or lack of judgment, is what leads to unexpected good news in the hand. And here we have respect, obsession, vapid achievement, as in an achievement that disappears, assertiveness, and charm. So let's look at it first from Addamo's side here. He has clean slate and potential. He could gain respect by behaving obsessed, erasing the value of his opponent's hand by asserting himself and charming his opponent out of the hand. Then over here, Addamo, judgment, unexpected good news. He does respect his opponent's bet, but probably shouldn't, because his opponent is behaving obsessed, and his his obsessive behavior is what erases the achievement, obsession, vapid achievement, by asserting himself and charming him out of the hand. So, quick or not so quick summary, depending on which way you look at it. But let's go ahead and move along. 2 more hands. All right, Lucky Chewy coming up. Okay. Actually, interesting side note here for a second. Awesome Deck here is created by me. And the idea is that there's intuitive messages in the cards. And, these are going to help you figure out what that is. And one of the only poker players who I have seen online discussing similar concepts is Lucky Chewy. And I talked to him a little bit about it. I'm not going to go into that in depth, but he has some very interesting ideas. So I just want you to know I'm not the only one. He is a super pro, and he definitely believes in the power of intuition, amongst other things. So without further ado, let's move on back to my study. Awesome Deck, please show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand on the first poker video that comes up on YouTube when I search for Andrew Lichtenberger poker hands. Please show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand on the first poker video that comes up on YouTube when I search for Andrew Lichtenberger poker hands. Please show us the card. There you go. 3 of spades. Even though it's not on there exactly, my number one phrase that I use to describe this is harsh truth. It does have the word truth, as you can see, and that's supposed to be a bomb in the background. It is a truth bomb, usually. So, let's see if we see a truth bomb in this hand. I think I spelled that right. Ooh. Aces versus Ace King. That's never a fun hand. So, opportunity and initiative. The end in a new beginning. Loyalty. This one has gotten me into this exact situation because, as I said in the last hand, this one sounds like an all-in. It feels like an all-in, and you feel you should be loyal to the hand, but look what just happened to him because of it. And guess what that is? Harsh truth. I wonder if it'll show up and prove me right that is the kind of time that this card will show up and just be like, oh, hey, I mean, I know I told you to be loyal to the hand, but it really wasn't going to make you happy. It was just a little truth bomb about where you stand. So we have serendipity, vapid achievement, and healing. And that is also quite an empty achievement, quite a vapid achievement, if I say so. There's the unavoidable barrier, the other card that I feel coincides with all ends. And as you can see, it was a literal unavoidable, it was a literal barrier right there. They didn't even deal the river card because he, at that point, had 0 chance to win. So barrier is the key to that card. But harsh truth for me is the no streak continues. I have not found the card I was looking for quite a few times, but one last chance for today, and then we'll check and see where the stats are at and how far above what the random draws account to we still are. I'll explain that at the end. All right. Awesome Deck. Please show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand on the first poker video that comes up on YouTube when I search for Rainer Kempe poker hands. Please show us one card that will be in play in the first poker hand on the first poker video that comes up on YouTube when I search for Rainer Kempe poker hands. Please show us the card. Okay, revelation. As you can see, it's not really a happy revelation. It's like getting stabbed in the hand or stabbed in the back, but that is the kind of revelation that we are looking for. Which, you know, yeah, I'm not going to say that thought. Moving on. So, sorry, that was probably a loud thump. I just decided I needed to move up closer to the camera. Ooh, guess what? Revelation! We got the card I was looking for. Finally! At least once in the day. Oh, doesn't he look really cute with the little bow tie? I like that look for you, Fedor. So, I will just go ahead, I guess, and give you a quick rundown. Kempe had confidence and revelation. So, I generally... Oh, wow. Yeah. Ouch. I wasn't seeing the hand correctly there for a second. He did not win. Complication. Stabbed through the hand, as you can see. So, he was confident. He went ahead and played the hand. And when it's paired with this revelation, anytime I have the revelation, I tend to go for a more conservative way to play the hand because you want to reveal the strength of your hand later. It's because that's what's going to happen either way. And if you don't have the absolute best hand, then you probably should be really, 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 really concerned. It looks like he was about to fold there when I paused it, so he is feeling the confidence die as these cards come. Very interesting string of cards there to be continued in a second. But Hoyt has the end and a new beginning, the all-in card the all-in ace, and healing, karmic healing, which we just talked about before. So perhaps it is time for the chips to come back to him. That both of those are change cards. Things, well, this is a change too. He flopped the pair, and then when the 9 of hearts, the luckiest card in the deck, comes on the turn, the odds flipped because Holtz then, sorry, they didn't, the odds, they did not flip on the turn, but he gained more. Kempe got trips, so there's no way he's folding. And then Holtz makes his minimal outs on the river and gets one of the 4 sevens that can make him the straight. So that is definite change, which is what that implies, and karmic healing, something that left coming back to you right there. And since I'm not blabbing very well, I don't think today I'm going to do this as short as possible in the end here. We have prosperity, 6 of prosperity that you have to work very hard for. Both of the other cards that imply a big bet or an all-in, these are all 3 cards that I say imply a big bet or all-in. These 2 are said, sorry, the 9 and the ace are said to, no. The 9 and the 10 are said to be the least lucky cards in the deck, excuse me. Some people think the ace also. That's why I'm tracking all 3. This is called the death card. And then the 9 and 10 are said to be the 2 luckiest cards in the deck, followed by the 8. So all of the change in luck cards are there, and we definitely saw that happen. We saw him flop a pair, turn trips, and then lose. We saw him flop almost nothing, turn a tiny bit of hope, and then river the best hand. So that is definite revelation and complication kind of hand. So let's go ahead and log in the one triumph of the day and see where we're at. We are now at 25.71% success, so a little bit underneath the 28% that we need. I believe that's only like one hand behind. So hopefully tomorrow we will catch up. I'm going to be drawing 100 hands, 5 hands at a time live. So I have 30 hands more to go. And most of them are already scheduled out. The last two will be, I believe it's the 29th and the 30th, and I will get the schedule posted soon. But thank you again if you were here, especially if you made it this far through all my rambles. You must really love my personality, and therefore I love you too. Thank you so much for being here, and have an awesome day.